just want to go home. This is home.
The only way to stop them is to face them. I will teach you.
Nice.
The Karate Kid, a remake of the 1980s film starring one of my all-time favourites, Jackie Chan. To call it a remake is pretty stupid because it has very little in common with the original, although the storyline is fairly similar. Jaden Smith, who is Will Smith's son, moves to China because his mother gets a job opportunity of some sort. It doesn't become clear as to why. And while he's there, he finds it hard to fit in with the Chinese culture and ends up being bullied at school when he falls in love with a young girl. And it's here when we meet up with Jackie Chan, the maintenance man, who teaches him kung fu, not karate, kung fu, and enters him in a tournament to fight the bullies. I had no idea that the film would be as good as this. It was absolutely brilliant. The action is filmed brilliantly, and if you're a fan of Jackie Chan, he has his fair share fighting. The whole fight scene between Jackie and the bullies was flawless. It was done to perfection. Jaden Smith is really the main star of this film. This was the first film I'd seen him in, and I don't normally like child actors, but Jaden is a phenomenal actor, and you really feel for him. Jackie also has more of an acting role and in one scene in particular, you really feel the emotion. The whole surprise element to the original Karate Kid was that you didn't expect Mr. Miyagi to kick ass. You know what I mean? But here, we know Jackie Chan for being an action star, so we expect him to kick ass and take names. But still, he acts out like a frail old man. The scenery is really good, with shots of the Great Wall of China and old Chinese temples. Although Jackie and Jaden are the main stars, the supporting cast is great too, especially the mother and the tutor of the bullies. And there's even a cameo appearance by Michelle Yeoh, who you may know from Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Walking out of the theatre, this left me feeling satisfied, entertained, and happy that I saw it. Because at first I was not bothered about seeing it, but don't take my word for it. Go see this film. There's honestly nothing I would change. Everything was brilliant. It's a great feel-good movie with tons of action. Doesn't feel like a 2.5 hour film, and it kicks the shit out of the original.
Man up! Get in the play! We gotta finish the escape! Man up and get in there!
Putting the team back together.
So how do you plan on stopping him?
Don't sweat him.
This just got exciting.
I'm BA. You're gonna be unconscious.
Just a heck of a beautiful place. Just a timeshare? I'd love to get in there.
Good morning!
He tried to escape by jump-starting an ambulance with a defibrillator.
Clear! My kind of guy. I told you the mission wasn't over.
What are we talking about? Clean records?
We were set up. It's payback time.
This review isn't coming from a fan of the TV series. I've seen maybe 1 or 2 whole episodes, but I never really sat down and watched it. Going in to see it, I knew of the characters because I've seen enough of the TV series to understand the different personalities of them, so I kinda knew what to expect. The film is pretty good. It's pretty good. Nothing really special, but it's a decent action film with a ton of action and explosions to satisfy the hardcore action fans. I might as well start off with a cast. When I first saw the poster in Empire magazine for the A-Team, I knew they'd picked a great cast. Liam Neeson, Bradley Cooper, Rampage Jackson, and Sharlto Copley. In my opinion, perfect to play the roles they were given. Although I was one of the people who didn't think Rampage Jackson would play BA as good as Mr. T, but I left the theatre knowing that he did his best. As for Sharlto Copley, he stole the whole movie. He has the best lines in the film, and some of it was actually improvised. It was as though the director said to him, do anything that you consider to be crazy, and in return, he gave us a hilarious Braveheart reference. The main problem I had with the film was the action sequences, more specifically the hand-to-hand fight scenes, because it's shot so awkwardly, and it's hard to tell what's going on and who's punching who. It's filmed so close to the actors, but other than that, it's a pretty standard summer action film with CGI explosions, some very funny scenes and great one-liners, the typical villain who would rather talk to Hannibal than shoot him, usual stuff. And the way we're introduced to the characters is great too. The highlights you would think would be the flying tank scene, but there are a lot of other pretty good action and really funny moments, but I don't want to say because you should see it for yourself, even though if you're watching this you've probably already seen it. But it's a pretty good action film with a great end credit score from Tom Morello, and it deserves a watch.
Some people are gonna come looking for you now. They'll tell you I'm mentally unstable and violent and dangerous. It'll all sound very convincing.
I'm already convinced.
Till a week ago, Roy Miller was the most trusted covert agent in the world.
What happened a week ago?
Full-blown break with reality. Why didn't he kill you?
I think he liked me.
Hey, Jude! It's a beautiful dress! 1 second. Out there on your own. Your life expectancy is like here. With me, it's here. Without me, here. With me, without me. With me, without me.
The last film is Night and Day, and I wasn't that interested in seeing it, and I'm glad I did because it's pretty good. But you have to treat it as a comedy, try not to take it seriously because it is so stupid. It is essentially a spoof of all the conventions which made Tom Cruise an action star. The film has a lot of typical elements which you'll find in an action movie, such as rooftop chase scenes, car chases, explosions, over-the-top shootout scenes. Very stupid and unrealistic, but at the same time very entertaining. The main problem I had with the film was that at times it gets a little boring. I paid for a stupid action comedy, and at times the film is meant to be taken seriously, with a more serious tone, which wasn't really bad I guess, but it's a little strange as you mix seriousness, if that's even a word, with incredibly silly moments which don't really go together. The things I did like was the pairing of Tom Cruise and Cameron Diaz, because I think they are great together and their chemistry on screen is at times hilarious. But the majority of the time it didn't have me laughing out loud, just the odd chuckle here and there. The script could have been better and the story more developed, but as a comedy it's good. Tom Cruise is a really over-the-top character and he lights up the screen with his personality and really nice hand-to-hand fight scenes. The film takes place all over the world and it would have been good to see more scenery. Also, the scene with the bulls, I just couldn't take that seriously because the CGI bulls look terrible. But anyway, I don't mean to nitpick. This wasn't a bad movie, but it's easier to talk about the things I didn't like about the movie than the things I do like. It hasn't done too good in the box office. I heard somewhere that it's the lowest grossing Tom Cruise action movie in something like 20 years. I mean, it wasn't bad. It deserves a watch, whether that be on DVD or in theatres, you decide. So again, thanks for watching. Next video I'll be reviewing The Expendables, The Sorcerer's Apprentice, and what's bound to be the best film of 2010, The Last Airbender. Oh boy. Stay tuned.